Jodie B, are you ready?
I am ready, Lonnie G. Are you ready?
I mean, ready as I'm ever going to be. It always appears that it's if I'm on the show, Gene's not, and if Gene's on the show, I'm not. Maybe we're the same person.
Maybe. I mean, you two look exactly alike.
You never see us in the same room at the same time.
You don't. Not anymore. Sometimes on the same Skyliner.
Sometimes, but you remember like on Fight Club when he actually, well, I don't want to spoil it for people that may not saw it, but did you see Fight Club? Are you going to watch Fight Club? So he's the same person. He's a figment of his imagination, right? So maybe that's what it is. Maybe Gene's the figment of
Maybe he
our
is. He is.
imagination, or I'm the figment of Gene's imagination.
I see a little purple dragon.
He's not a purple dragon. Hello and welcome to Disney with the Ducks. I'm your host for tonight, Lonnie G, and I am joined by everybody's favorite duck, and that is Jodie B. Jodie B, how are you tonight?
I am wonderful, Lonnie G. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Guys, this is episode 217. This is a special show because I don't think we've ever had a Vero Beach resort show before, a review. We did? It's probably one that I wasn't on. It's a small one. Man, they always say the mind is the first thing to go. Okay, so this is a follow up in another Vero Beach resort, but this time we never had one with Jodie B. Did we have one with Jodie B? I'm batting 1,000. So anyway, this is a follow up to a other episode that Jodie B did about Vero Beach. So, but look, before we get started, if you like what you hear, and hopefully you do, I only ask is that you go to your socials of choice and give us a review. 5 stars would be great. We haven't had a review in a long time, but we are picking up additional listeners. I think we're up to 8. So if 2 more reviews come in, that'll be awesome, right? For the 2 new people we picked up. So 8 listeners, if you have 8 reviews, that'll be good, right? So please go to your socials of choice, drop us a review on your podcatcher of choice, that is. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify. I just found out, I think we're on Amazon. We're all over the place. So yeah, drop us a listen and share it and give us a review. So, like I said, guys, this is episode 217, and this is Jodie B does Disney and Vero. So, Jodie B, let's level set the place first. Initially, this was going to be, a 2, 2, and 2, right? So 2 nights in one Disney resort, 2 in another, and then 2 at Vero. I think that's good. You get a chance to experience more. However, you got lucky and your wait list came through. So tell us, where did you stay for your Disney portion of your trip?
Our wait list came through, and we had the first 4 nights at Boardwalk. This was my very, very first time staying at Boardwalk. Never stayed there before. So, yet another one, check it off the list. Landon's favorite thing about Boardwalk was walking from the Boardwalk to the Italy Pavilion to get a slice of pizza and walking back. One night he tapped into Epcot and they said, "You have 5 minutes till the park closes." And he's like, "I'm just coming for pizza." And he walked to Italy, got a slice of pizza, and walked right out.
Let me tell you something about Landon. Landon is wise beyond his years, and he might be my spirit animal. 5 minutes, that's all I need. I'm going to get pizza. I think I've shared before that I went in, tapped in the back of Epcot, went out, got me some fish and chips, walked back to the boardwalk, and it still was hot when I got to the room.
Yeah.
I am a fan of Boardwalk. I think I've said it a lot. I've been fortunate where I've stayed there, and a wait list came through for Dopey, for my daughter's first Dopey. We stayed there. We had a wait list. My wife loves Boardwalk. That's one of her favorite resorts. So Jodie B, this is your first time there. Landon liked it because he had full access to Epcot.
Oh, he had pizza and corn dogs. And let me just tell you, those corn dogs from that corn dog cart are pretty darn good. And me, I'm kind of that's not normally my thing. It was delicious. It was a delicious corn dog.
Blue ribbon corn dogs right outside the boardwalk, movies on the lawn, performance on Saturday. I mean, boardwalk to me has everything. Landon loved it. I'm sure Timmy loved it. What did you think, though? Give me your unbiased Jody B professional opinion of boardwalk.
I really liked it. I thought the location was great. I mean, you can't beat that. Unfortunately, our weather was pretty terrible this trip. It rained a lot. So there was no movies on the lawn because it was raining every night. But we sat outside at Abracadabra outside, and they had the panels down on the side so you wouldn't get wet. So, yeah, I loved the location. Super easy, because super convenient. I mean, I've stayed at Swan and Dolphin before, and I've stayed at Beach Club before. I've not stayed at Yacht, but I do that location. You just can't beat walking to two parks. I mean, that's, you're in control of your destiny. You get to, you know, it's all about how fast your feet can walk and how fast you can get there. So yeah, we went for runs in the morning. One morning my son went zooming past me. I'm like, oh, that's my kid. So he went running right past me. And yeah, I mean, I really did like it. I liked the boardwalk a lot. I liked our room. I thought the setup was good. I enjoyed it. First time there, and I would definitely stay there again.
Good deal. So it's one of those resorts, and for our new listeners, Boardwalk is on Gene's favorite lake, right? But to Jody's point, you get access to two parks. So you're right in the back of Epcot, and you can go to Hollywood Studios. You can walk it, or you can catch the boat and boat over to Hollywood Studios. But it's just as quick as you walk it, right? And you have
Yes.
Skyliner access. So I mean, can you beat Boardwalk? I don't know. Some people say Yacht, but I think Boardwalk is better.
We're not soda drinkers, so we don't do the refillable mugs, and because we wouldn't fill it with anything, that's just not important to us. But that's one thing that I don't know that I would like if I had littles and I would need like to go grab milk or juice or something like that, because you do have to walk outside on the boardwalk to go to the deli to get your quick service, and that's the one thing I would count as maybe a negative for it, that I didn't really love that. But Tim and I we weren't really all that hungry. We split a meatball sub from the Boardwalk Deli one night. It was actually pretty good. So, and it came with a cup of soup, and it was like $13, and it was really filling. So, I I don't know. I thought it was their gift shop is gigantic. The Riviera's gift shop should be something like that size, but I thought it was nice. The gym was nice. The pool. We only got to go down the slide. It was really raining. We got down the slide each one time, swam out, and they blew the whistle for lightning. We had to get lightning and thunder, so we had to get out of the pool. So at least we got down the slide once. So,
Well, to your point, it's the one knock I think on it, that it really doesn't have a quick service. When you come down right off the lobby, there is a little where you can get donuts and croissants and some pastries and coffee. One day I was in there and I saw somebody grab a croissant, little kid, like open it, grab the croissant. The dad came over, took it from him, and put it back in there. Now he grabbed it with his hand. So I, of course, told I don't know if she's a barista, because she doesn't work for Starbucks and she sells more than coffee, but she came.
it's Joffrey's. It's Joffrey's. They're not Starbucks.
Yeah, so I said this one right here, this little kid grabbed it and dad just took it from him. He grabbed it with his hand. He took it from his hand and put it back in there. So you may want to remove that one, and she did. So I guess the thing is, if you do go there, get something that's high and then get it from the back. That's what we're going to say. But overall, you really enjoyed it. 4 days. Sorry about the bad weather.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pro tip. Always pack newspaper. We use newspaper every single night to dry out our shoes. So, I mean, because they were drenched. It was poncho, umbrella, whatever your choice may be, that type of weather. I mean, it was coming down hard. So
look, great tip by Jody B, especially for the runners out there. Don't put your shoes on top of the air conditioner. Think it's going to do anything. Take them, pack them real good with some newspaper, and then next morning you pull it out. They're going to be dry. So good point.
My little neighbor across the street still gets a newspaper, and the little boy brings it over every Sunday and drops it in front of my garage for me. So I got it.
Do you in the garage and say something like, thank you so much for this paper.
Yeah,
greatly accepted.
It's very sweet of him to
tribute. Thank you for your tribute of paper.
that we use to dry our shoes. But anyway,
Not
so
your
yeah,
shoes,
I
huh?
like the boardwalk. I'm glad that our wait list came in. We didn't have to move every 2 nights, so it was good. I liked
Yeah.
it.
2042 resort. I don't know what they're going to do after it's over. It's going to come to a spot when people start to really, from a DVC perspective, I think get rid of them. But man, it is one of those resorts that I just really like, and hopefully, Disney keeps it, do something with it, don't knock it down. And you hear all these things back and forth, what they're going to do with it, but who knows what Disney's thinking. But so you did 4 nights there, and then you headed out to Vero.
Yeah. So you absolutely have to have a car if you're going to do this strategy. So a couple tips here. There is a place that you can rent cars directly on Disney property. It's up near, kind of near the Polynesian and Grand Flow. You can get a shuttle bus up there, and you can rent a car there. It's Enterprise and National, I think, are the two, or maybe Alamo. But you can rent a car there, or you could go to a nearby rental place and grab a car. Or just like what we did, we just grabbed the car from the airport and had it for the whole week, which ended up working out great because of the weather. It was nice to have the car. So we ended up driving to Animal Kingdom and to the Springs, actually. We drove to the Springs too. So anyway, had the car, drove to Vero. It's about an hour and 30-minute drive down to Vero Beach. So made it down there. Room was ready early. So the Vero's got a couple different buildings if you've never been there. So they have the Inn, which is kind of the main building. And then they have 2 or 3 buildings to the side that are a lot of 1 bedrooms in there. And then they have these cottages. The cottages sleep 12.
Oh, wow.
They're 2-story. They're absolutely unbelievable. I looked up points. It's more points than I own, for a week. So I would never be able to stay there for a week. But
But you can borrow, Jodie B. Borrow your points.
I know.
You can live off of 2017 points.
2017. Am I going back in time?
I mean, 2027 points.
I could be living off of 2027 points.
Time travel. I mean, it's not a straight linear line. It's here and there. So I mean, maybe you would have had 2017 points that you paid very cheap for.
Yeah, I just finished listening to Project Hail Mary too. So I all those time travel things are totally in my head right now. But anyway, I'm weird with my points right now because I'm hoarding them for a reason. But that's another story. But we stayed in the inn. This is our second time staying in the inn. Last time we just stayed for one day. This time we stayed for 2 nights. For our family, because we're not great beach people, I would say 3 nights max would probably be all we could handle, unless we had a big group family with us and rented one of those cottages. That we could probably do it more like a Hilton Head trip that we've done before, or something like that. But it's everyone. I just am here to say the Vero Beach cast members are probably the nicest, most friendly humans I've ever met. They are so incredibly nice there. Like, they're just caring and kind, and they are engaging. We walked, the weather also was not great when we were in Vero Beach. It was really rainy, and the wind was like 35 miles an hour. So it was like the trees were just blowing like crazy. But the cast members, we walked out to the beach, and this lifeguard's all bundled up in like jackets and all the stuff. And he had a kickboard that had pins on it. So like a kickboard that you'd use in the water, not the lifeguard. They actually also had a lifeguard buoy, but with pins on it. But he was like, "Oh yeah, you want to trade?" Pin trading at Vero Beach is amazing. They have very few scrappers and a lot of real good pins. So that was a lot of fun. They do pin trading like at the beach pool, at the in the quick service, at the store, at the front desk. So anyway, staff there are phenomenal. I really, really, really like the staff there. They kind of have more of a Disney cruise line feel, where they have a lot of activities going on during the day. They have arts and crafts type things. They had paper airplane type things. They had trivia type things. Because of the weather, they moved some of that stuff inside. We heard the kids doing a really loud rendition of like a Repeat After Me song, like Boom Chicka Boom or one of those. So it felt a lot cruise line-ish to me because of that. I would say if you've done the craziness of the parks and you just want to chill for a little bit, this is for you. It's a very different Disney vacation. Now, Lonnie, you just did a Lonnie.
Mhm.
What was one of the things you were constantly going around doing what to some you saw a lot of them at Alani?
You mean going to the characters and high fiving them
Uh-huh.
and dapping them up?
So you saw a lot of characters at Alani,
Uh-huh.
no characters at Vero Beach. Or if there were some, we never saw them. Maybe it was a weather related thing. I didn't see any listed on the activity guide. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. We did not see any characters there at all. But like there were a ton of other cool things happening. So it's very, very Disney light. I would say even lighter than Alani. It's way more beach focused than Disney focused.
Oh, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess, in a way. But does it have like maybe touches of Disney in the rooms?
The rooms had more touches of beach. Like there were a lot of sea turtle motif. I'm trying to think of like even the bed had anything Disney. I think they were all island type of like beach type of pictures, not any Disney type of pictures. So,
Hmm.
but again, it's very relaxing. So they have shuffleboard, they have cornhole, they have a 9-hole putt mini golf, which I beat the boys.
And I can say for all the listeners, it was independently verified, and Jodie B did win the putt putt.
I did. I beat the boys in mini golf. I have no idea how this worked. Actually, I do because the night before we played. Here's another great thing: you can go to the front desk and ask for cards or games. It's pouring down rain. So the first night we were there, our friends, shout out to Jason and Veronica, by the way. They gave us great recommendations of restaurants because actually Veronica's mom used to work at Vero Beach, so she knows the area well. So the first night we went, this is why you also need a car. There's not a lot right by Disney's Vero Beach. Like the closest restaurants are maybe 5 to 8 miles away.
Oh wow, that
Yes.
is kind of isolated then, if unless you're eating there. So you have to drive out to get a good meal.
Yeah. So we drove kind of into town, which was about 20 minutes both nights to get dinner. The first night we went to this place called American Icon Brewery. It was awesome. Food was really, really good. The place was really cool. It was a brewery, so they had tons of beers on tap. Really liked it. And then the second night we went to this teeny tiny little place called Taco Dive. Also excellent. Really great food. I had my very first fried tomatillo taco. It was delicious. I've never had anything like that before. It was really, really yummy. So both great places. I also heard there's a great Italian place called Vic's that's not far. Everyone raves about it. We just didn't want Italian, so we didn't go there. But there's one sit-down restaurant at Vero and a quick service at Vero. Everything else, you got to get in a car and go someplace. So again, unless you're in a one bedroom where you have a kitchen or one of those cottages and you're cooking, not a lot of options right there that you can walk to or get to that can feed you. So
that is interesting. So if a car is needed, and so yeah. Did I ever tell you that I speak Italian, Joey? Fluent Italian?
You do? I thought that was Jean who was.
Would you like to hear it?
I would.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. You got to do the hands. The hands is the part that.
That's yes, yeah.
So yeah, fluent Italian.
That was fantastic. I think all of our Italian listeners are, giving you a clap for your pronunciation.
Meatball, spaghetti.
So yeah. One bummer that happened to us. So again, the weather was not great. We went out. We tried to go for a walk on the beach, and you ever see those cartoons where they're trying to run, but like they're not going anywhere. The wind was so intense that's what it felt like. I mean, like I said, it was about 35-mile-an-hour wind. So we were trying to walk, and you just kind of. It was not the best beach days. But we went for 2 walks on the beach. Tried to make the most of it. One thing that did surprise me, if there's something going on at your resort, some sort of renovation or something, you normally get an email ahead of time telling you,
Mhm.
like, this is going to be, and maybe I did and missed it, but the pool slide was being renovated. And,
Mm.
pool slides are really important to Landon and I. Like, that's high on our list of things. I was I don't know, maybe this was an emergency fix or if this was a scheduled fix. A scheduled fix during prime spring break week. For reference, this was the week of after Easter. Like, a lot of people have spring break during this week, right? So I can't imagine that they scheduled a beach resort slide to be down during spring break week, but
You
and
would hope they wouldn't. Hopefully it was, and if so, you would advise people because you said it's a lot of people gonna spring break. They're gonna spend a lot of time in the pool,
yeah,
right? So you would think they would. Hopefully it was just something that was. And was it closed both days?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
All the because we were there like 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days. So it was closed the whole time.
no, that's
Um,
not.
couple
Did
of
you
other
eat at all in the quick service or the
I
restaurant
will
on
tell
site?
you, hold on. I did not order a salad, but Timmy B did. And one thing they do
I don't know
there,
about that. I don't think Tim did that.
he did. You can ask him. One thing they do there is apparently I was like, well, this is an interesting salad. He's like, oh, you got to make your own. Like, you would go down the line and tell them what you wanted them to put in your salad. Because I'm like, they had a salad that had chickpeas and feta and all this stuff in it. He was like, no, you told them what like toppings to put in your salad. So that was kind of nice. Landon got chicken fingers, which are the standard Walt Disney World chicken fingers.
Okay, Jodie B, we're gonna have to deviate for a second. Did you see what they're saying are the best chicken tenders at Disney now? Right by the boardwalk, Cape May Bakehouse.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a review on them the other day, and they said from our friends over at the Disney Food Blog, and they did a whole section on it, and they said they are the best chicken tenders now served at Disney. And the only complaint was they wanted more sauce, and they ordered more sauce, and they said they bought it home and had leftovers, and the leftovers were great.
Wait, at the
So
cake bake shop, the one
yes, in
that
the restaurant side. So you have to make a reservation, of course. You go to the restaurant side, and they say they're the best chicken tenders on Disney property. And I was like, now, of course, being that it's there, you're going to pay a little bit more. It's going to be premium chicken. It's not
yeah,
going to be regular chicken tender. So you're going to
yeah.
pay probably 3 times what a regular chicken tender costs. Uh,
Those are probably $40 chicken tenders.
but they say they give you enough where you can split it with somebody. That's how many you get. And I think there was maybe $30. That's, I don't know, something like that maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me. But they said that's the best ones. So
Okay. Well, we may have to taste test. I don't know. But
so let's go back. And then so Landon had chicken tenders.
yeah, he had chicken tenders both days. And which made him happy. And that, like I said, it's a real chill, laid back vibe, but it's not very Disney-fied. So if you're going there for Disney in your face, other than pin trading and some pool trivia that was going on, I'm not sure that you would feel very Disney-ish. It's definitely more beach. And there's only one pool. That's the other thing. So like Lonnie has a ton of pools. I mean, some resorts. I mean, gosh, how many pools does Coronado have? 3, 4? I mean, Old Key West has 3. Caribbean Beach Resort has 3 or 4 pools. I mean, a lot of resorts at Disney have multiple pools. Vero has one pool, just one. So that's kind of something else to think about. Like everybody's
And a
at
pool without a slide, by the way. Because it was
no slide for this time, but again, cast members were awesome. Pin training was awesome. I mean, the pins were really, really good. I was very impressed by that. But the cast members were great. We ended up our flight was really late on Saturday, so we spent the day at Vero at the pool, or pardon me, on Friday. So we spent the day at the pool, and they have showers and stuff in the pool locker room area. So that was great because we had already been checked out. So it's just a little more relaxed vibe. It's just not as crazy or chaotic as Disney. It's just a beach, and it's just a pool, and it's just a beach vacation. So
hey, life's a beach.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like Destin where it's white sand beaches that go on for miles and miles. It's
Mhm.
actually has these dunes and then kind of a big drop down and then some beach. And it's nice, but it's just, there are nicer beaches in Florida than Vero. I like the beach there, but it's not like, wow, this is the most beautiful beach I've ever seen. It's not like that. But
Mhm.
again, for us, 2.5 days there, 2 nights, kind of 2.5 days. That was plenty. That was the right amount of time for our family.
A
And
good deal.
the fact that you can ask the front desk to get card games and stuff, and we just sat downstairs in the lobby and played cards. They've got a room, because it was raining and kind of bad weather. They had a room with video games and stuff that the kids were playing. Like, so there were plenty of things to do, even though the weather was not great. So
Yeah. I hear the one event I think that usually people that own at Vero Beach usually snatch up all the rooms for is when the turtles, I guess, hatch. Um, so I always hear that's the best time to go, but unfortunately, if you're not an owner, you're not going to get a room there on the beach to kind of watch them hatch and make their way to the ocean.
yeah, they already had a turtle hatchling thing like roped off. They already knew that there were turtle eggs there, so they already have a spot where you couldn't go near it. So, and I think he said it goes all the way through October, and it's April, so that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot of
I heard
days.
4th of July is huge there, which makes sense. I can imagine it being a big, huge, fun place to be 4th of July. I also heard that New Year's can be a lot of fun there. So
Hmm.
I don't know. But anyway, I would say again, if you've done some crazy around Disney and you just need to decompress and chill out and hang out, it's a nice place for it. It's again, is it the best beach in Florida? No, but if you are a DVC member and you have some points and you want to try it out, or you want to rent some points and try it out, I would absolutely consider giving it a shot. It's an hour and a half is not a bad drive if you're already at Disney.
I think you kind of put it in a really good perspective. You run and gun the parks, open to close for 4, 5, 6 days, and a lot of people always say, "Oh, I need a vacation when I come from my Disney vacation." Seems that, well, number one, we always say that means you're doing it wrong because we approach Disney a little bit different, and it could be the fact that we're DVC members, so we know we're coming back, and usually have multiple trips planned, so we don't have to feel like we're doing everything. But if you are, and nothing wrong with that, going open to close, maybe, at the end of a Disney trip, take a day and a half or so and just go relax at Vero Beach.
Yeah. I'd say if you have a spouse or a partner or somebody who's not as into Disney as you are, this would
Mhm.
be a great way to finish up a trip because you could let them decompress a little bit after.
Decompress from Disney.
Yeah, and really that's what it was. Like we slept in. We looked for a local coffee shop to drive to grab a cup of coffee in the morning. We just didn't. There was really no agenda. There was no, oh my gosh, we have this lightning lane or we've got this ADR. Or there was none of that. It was just chill out and put. Yeah. I thought we'd go through a little bit more sunscreen than we did, but I can't do anything about
Okay.
that.
Look, another 2042 resort, just like the boardwalk. So go see it now if you can, because who knows what'll happen after, 2042, especially there. So but while it's there, go enjoy it, right? Jody
Yeah.
B, thank you so much for
Yeah.
your review of Vero Beach and the boardwalk. Now we're going to transition at this point to what some say is the best part of this show:
Do they?
coughing with the ducks. Okay, Jody. Okay, not coughing, quacking up with the ducks. Jody B, this was your show. Can you quack us up?
No. Okay. This is for my son. This is terrible, but it's the best I can do tonight. So, what's a pizza maker's favorite song? It's really terrible.
I don't know.
Slice, slice, baby. I'm sorry, that's awful.
No,
Like,
no, that's actually a good one.
oh, it's so stupid.
So Jody B, let me
Yes.
ask you this: why did the manta ray want to talk to the diver?
Why did the manta ray want to talk to the diver? I don't know why.
Because he wanted to have a manta to man conversation.
Yes, he
Man to man conversation.
did. Another good one.
Oh, it's what we do, Jodie B.
I know.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed our show for tonight, and I hope that you got some good pointers from Jodie B. She covered how to dry your shoe off, the corn dogs, the best points of staying at Boardwalk, and the best things about Vero Beach, and where to get a car when you're at Disney sites. So Jodie B, thank you for sharing that and bringing us along on your quick trip, Landon's quick trip, right? So, guys, like I said, if you like what you hear, show Jodie B some love. Go in onto your podcatcher of choice and give her 5 stars to show that you appreciate her, and give another 5 stars for showing us that you appreciate Gene not being on. And if you do that, we would love it and appreciate it. And with that being said, Jodie B, I'm gonna let you take us out. What's the magic word?
Oh, well, John's favorite word, kwaherini.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball.